On August 24th, 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius did not simply erupt. It detonated. The explosion was so violent it sent a column of ash and rock 20 kilometers into the sky, and it buried not one city, but 4. Everyone knows Pompeii. But there was another city, smaller, wealthier, more elegant. A city where the volcanic material came not as ash, but as a boiling river of superheated gas, moving at 200 kilometers per hour. It did not bury the people of the city. It froze them in the exact moment of their deaths. That city is Herculaneum. And what was found inside it changed everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. The Bay of Naples, Roman Empire, 79 AD. Herculaneum was a small, exclusive town, home to perhaps 4,000 people. Unlike Pompeii, which was a busy commercial port, Herculaneum was a resort town. The Roman elite built their villas here. They came for the sea air, the views, the quiet. It was, by all accounts, one of the most beautiful places in the Roman world. It had been destroyed before by an earthquake in 62 AD. It had been rebuilt carefully, lovingly. It would not survive a second disaster. A second. When Vesuvius erupted, Pompeii was hit first, buried under meters of falling ash and rock. Herculaneum, being upwind, initially seemed safer. Many residents may have thought they had time to escape, and then at around 1 in the morning, the pyroclastic surge arrived. A pyroclastic surge is not a lava flow. It is not hot ash. It is a superheated cloud, a mix of gas and rock, that moves faster than a hurricane and burns hotter than an oven. It reached Herculaneum in seconds. The temperature at the beach alone has been measured from skeletal remains at 500 degrees Celsius. The people who sheltered in the boathouses at the waterfront did not suffocate. They did not burn slowly. Forensic analysis shows their skulls exploded instantly from the thermal shock. Death, at least, was immediate. For 16 centuries, Herculaneum was forgotten. It was not rediscovered until 1709, when a farmer digging a well-struck marble. Excavations began, and what came out was extraordinary. Unlike Pompeii, where the volcanic material was porous and abrasive, Herculaneum was sealed under 20 meters of compacted volcanic rock. This created something archaeologists had never seen before. Organic materials, wood, food, fabric, papyrus had been preserved. Preserved not for decades, not for centuries, for 2,000 years. Excavators found wooden furniture still standing in place. They found a cradle with the imprint of the baby who had been placed inside it. They found bread still in the oven, figs on a plate, wine in a jar. And then, in 1752, they found something that stopped everyone cold. A library. The Villa of the Papyri contained over 1,800 carbonized scrolls, the only intact library from the ancient world to have ever been found. The problem was that the scrolls were black, brittle, and fused into solid blocks. Opening them destroyed them. For 200 years, scholars tried to unroll the Herculaneum scrolls. Most were destroyed in the attempt. A few were read, revealing philosophical texts from Epicurus and his followers. But the vast majority sat in museum vaults, untouched, unreadable, until 2023. A team of computer scientists using artificial intelligence and high-resolution X-ray scanning developed a technique called the Vesuvius Challenge. For the first time in history, they were able to read text from inside an unopened, carbonized scroll. The first readable passages were found. They discussed the pleasures of music, of food, of life. 2,000 years of silence, broken by a machine. As of 2024, the team has decoded significant portions of multiple scrolls, and archaeologists believe there are hundreds more still underground in the unexcavated section of the villa. Herculaneum is only 30% excavated, The rest lies under a modern Italian town of 12,000 people. What else is down there, we cannot yet say. Pompeii gave us the images, the casts, the bodies frozen in ash, the famous faces of tragedy. But Herculaneum gave us the words. The library of the Villa of the Papyri may contain texts we have never read, works of Aristotle, Sappho, lost plays of Sophocles. We don't know yet, because the ground hasn't given them up. 2,000 years of silence, and we have only just learned how to listen. If this is the city we almost forgot, imagine what else is still buried. Next we go further back, 12,000 years, to a site that forced archaeologists to rewrite the entire timeline of human civilization. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you've been to Pompeii, have you ever heard of Herculaneum? Drop it in the comments.